I voted for Brexit, but I don't think it's acceptable to break up the United Kingdom.
Half of all Leave voters would be prepared to see the breakup of the United Kingdom if it means getting Brexit done. Is that something that the residents of Milton Keynes agree with? We're here to find out.
Scotland had a referendum, they had a choice, they decided to stay in or stay with the United Kingdom. That was their choice, quite right so. Whether or not England should have had a choice as whether or not it could see Scotland leave, that was a good question that nobody seemed to want to answer, because I think the United Kingdom is better together. I don't see that being applied to Europe.
I think it's better for stability. I think it makes trade easier. Borders are always causing issues for people. I think the more combined we can be, the better. Just in general, the more people can move around for work, goods, all that kind of stuff.
Well, I voted for Brexit, but I don't think it's acceptable to break up the United Kingdom. I think it's down to the individual countries that make up the United Kingdom to decide whether they want to remain part of the United Kingdom. I, for one, think we're stronger together.
Individually, I can see why Scotland would want to be independent after we come out of the EU, because really we don't offer them much now. So why would we after the referendum? We don't look after them now. Everything's centralised in London, and the Scottish people don't get looked after. So if they wanted to break up and be independent, then why wouldn't Wales? Why wouldn't Northern Ireland? Northern Ireland would be stronger with Southern Ireland. Wales would probably be stronger because they'd have the EU backing them up. Because we can't offer much.
Together we're stronger, divided we're weaker, so I feel like it just goes without saying that we should all just stick together in a tough time like this, really.
I think it'd be a good thing. I know Wales are looking to break away from, and Scotland as well, so yeah.
And you'd be prepared for Wales to go it alone?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know whether they're going to be stronger on its own, because London has always been the money capital, and most of the cash is generated in London. I work in London 3-4 days a week, so I know it differs down there, earnings compared to, people up in the north. So a massive differential. But whether it work, I don't know. But I think people would push for it. Definitely the Welsh, I know, are pushing for it.
You're someone though who obviously crosses two countries, Wales and England. Yeah. You haven't had any affinity for unity through that way?
But talking to friends and obviously Plaid Cymru are obviously the big party, and they're pushing and pushing and pushing. So I don't know whether it'll happen, but if it could happen, I think they'd like the breakaways.
I think Brexit will happen, and I think the UK will stay as the UK. I don't think there's an answer. I wouldn't want to be in charge of it.
Wales also does get an extremely large portion of money from the European Social Fund for the creation of jobs and social schemes.
No, I get that, but we also look how much we pay into the European Union. It's crazy money.
It's not a cost worth paying, you don't think?
I don't think so. I think the money should be reinvested back here. Look after your own people first, and then we move on from there. We need to take control again of our own country.
Everything works better when you're solidified with other people around you, and when we break down the union, we break down those 4 countries, then the country gets divided and broken down, the communities get broken down, and so being together is always going to mean you're stronger.